Hey everybody, welcome to Game 2 of the finals for our Modern Tournament for Civ 3 multiplayer. So, we have the same teams. This is a first. We actually have people to commit to the best of 3 series. I'm very proud of people for committing to this. And yeah, let's take a look at where people spawned. So, this second map is a little bit spicy. Sorry, that sound is really loud and driving me crazy. Yeah, like when you're setting up the game and you're in the game lobby, you can't change it. So you're just, oh my, do I have a video? Oh, anyway. So, like I was saying, this map is a little bit spicy. First of all, like I said, we're doing a best of 3 series. So I figured one map for each of the land types. And this is archipelago, but it's not just any archipelago. It is an archipelago with X and Y wrapping. So you can just do this. Ooh, sorry, that probably showing off my shitty laptop and the bad processing speed, but you get the point. You go to the North Pole and suddenly you're at the South Pole. So that can make things pretty interesting. So the teams are going to be, I didn't actually put them in my name, but they're going to be, the same as last time. So Russia, France, and America together. So you got America right here. You got France here. And where's Russia? Let's ask G-Beebs where Russia is. Don't say north of China. Huh, it actually is north of China. Oh, just like in real life. Yeah, I think because Order gives cheap offshore platforms, it might be a good government to go for here. We'll see if players agree with it. Maybe we'll get more orders this game. Maybe not. And fewer rivers, so maybe moderation won't be quite as good. Anyway, so the way the spawns work out here, you got 4 players clustered pretty close together. Then you got one here, and then you have one here. So interestingly, these would be the frontline players then, and these are the backline players. And Ironclad is right where he wants to be in the backline. I don't know how good Rico's going to be in the front line. He seemed to be he likes playing Order, so that would suggest more of a frontline playstyle. And then on top of that, oops. On top of that, he also had good luck with aggression in his previous games. So we'll see if he chooses a similar style this game, and if it works out better for him because he spawned closer to the enemy. Okay, so it's kind of north versus south. Although if you go far enough south, you get to the north. So things will start to get really confusing. Fun confusing, though, once people start, like, colonizing oil cities and stuff like that. Well, we'll see how that works for you if you're going for... No, fascism... Order is the one civ I'm most proud of in terms of, like, it's closest to where I want it to end up being in its current state. Like, there are things I like about the other governments. I love the flying settlers and I love the trade-off between the flying settlers and the reduced worker speed for quality. I think that's like a fucking great identity for building a very unique government around. And I like moderation because it's close to Republic. Close to how Republic works in future, because it is modded in future. And I like the idea of something with freedom. We're still kind of working on freedom, but there's stuff I like about all the governments, but Order itself, like, it doesn't really need any changes. Like, maybe some tweaks, but its fundamental identity, I think, is very sound. So he's walking quite far with his second settler. I think this is a mistake. I guess if he plants right here, that'd be okay. I mean, where else is he going to plant? Like, he can't really... Like, what else was he going to do? Going to do here? I guess he could have done here for the one bonus grassland. I mean, it should feel... How does that not feel like archipelago to you? Anyway, we'll switch governments, and we'll check on what governments other people went for. Oh. Ding, 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 ding. Avalanche. Throwing the game for YouTube. Thank you. There he is. Yeah. Instant pair drop here. This is equality, people. We're going to see an equality game. Sorry, Beebs. No huts for you. One up here, but... yeah. And one on the island if you find it. Garbo, did he pop a city? No. Okay, it's turn 3, so let's take a check on governments. So Germany is equality, as we mentioned. Russia is moderation, 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 order. Okay. So yeah, what you'll notice about... oh, lots of huts for him down here. Oh, this is actually a fantastic start to go order. Moderation. Sorry, equality. Equality is good when you have a great capital, not the best land nearby, and there's lots of resources you can pair drop to. And you can pair drop to all of these different spots. He could hook 1 aluminum and 1 oil for each of the members on his team. Yeah, literally. 3 oils, 3 aluminum here, and then rubber. One thing I also like to do is do a pair drop to establish military priority. So if you pair drop here, for example, then sure, the order civ can road up to you with their fast workers and they can start bombarding you, but it's just your priority city, right? You don't really mind if it gets bombarded to shit. You might not even be improving the tiles. He might not have anything to bombard. On the other hand, it acts as an outpost. You can reinforce it easily because as quality, your airports cost 2 shields. Let me show you what how the airports for quality works. We thought it was OP. +1 culture per turn, +1 happiness per turn, costs 2 shields, and it works in an airport. So you get veterinary units, all that crap. We thought this was super OP. It actually turned out being garbage with all the other things that happened with equality. I mean, it's just your economy is shit. Like, you can't produce anything because your workers are bad. And you have no commerce. It's not just that you can't buy things, but you literally, you get almost no commerce. It's very hard to keep your citizens happy. You don't have military police like Order does. Yeah. So you just have that double whammy of shit commerce and shit production. Low production because, this is going to take 8 turns. He should be going for... we'll have a look. We'll get our spy, I guess. I bet you can guess where we're going to be focusing on now. Okay, I think he's actually going granary before airport. 1 shield. Poor Beebs. Anyway, I guess Ironclad will be able to get a lot of oil and aluminum for his team too. So yeah, the question is going to be, will these players be able to supply... I guess they're going to be supplying all the resources, and then these guys are all just going to be fighting. But I mean, okay, let's see. How close is this to... This is actually pretty far, despite the wrapping. Because, I mean, this is pretty much the opposite. Yeah. The only way this could be further is if it was, here. So yeah, I guess he can sail all the way up, but it might not be sending scouts, right? So we'll see if he does. Hoffman can actually make plays for the resources down here. That's probably the smart move. There's not really much... I mean, there's an oil on this island. There's this island too, but I think the best play is to get in the face of Ironclad if you can do so safely. So let's take a look. Is there anyone going for an early military rush? I'm not seeing anything yet. Let's take a look what's going on in Berlin. Going for the library. Okay. I don't know why he kind of hamstrung his growth right there. I guess he just wanted the production. Yeah, libraries are +1 happiness, and they do give teching, and they give culture too. That's not. If I was him, I'd probably go for Coliseum, or maybe a settler, or go wartime and start getting some units out. Yeah, already you see the fascism player roading towards him. Yeah, I think this is a mistake. He should have just gone settler, priority city, and then start airlifting units in. He's even skipping the airport in Leipzig, which is like, it costs 2 shields, dude. Like, understand equality actually, it has communal corruption, and often the communal corruption is quite significant. So I think if you, because the city is 5 tiles away, if you're working the plains wheat, then it would take 2 turns for the airport, despite the fact the airport only costs 2 shields. Like, your second shield will be corrupted. So that's a pain. But it's still worth getting the airport. You get the border expand sooner. Wanted to rush. I mean, you're not really in position to rush anybody. Ah, nice. Good play here. So this is subtle, but it's very important. So he's denying scouting from the Russians. The Russians can't get through and scout the rest of this land here. Yeah, that's what Ironclad was just talking about there, was what we had in mind, that people would have to, like, basically there's a trade-off when it comes to, if you want to do certain early game plays, you have to really rush it in terms of getting the technologies quick. And if you do that, then you can't spend the money developing your infrastructure or passing it to your allies who went moderation. It's not that big. What do you think Archipelago is? You know, like, Sumatra is a pretty big island. It's still part of an archipelago. Oh, this is kind of awkward here because he has to either keep the work or fortified. I know he could build a fortress maybe. I mean, I told them his archipelago. Classic. Okay, he's got his. Pretty sure he's got his. Equality is cheap granaries too. Cheap +1 happiness granaries, and he's got his airport too. Looks like okay. Germany has finally started to focus on growth now. I don't know how many shields that is, but it's a lot. We can't right click because there's units there. Oh, okay. So early veteran marine. I like that play. Okay. If you just plus shifty a few times, it should work. It is risky keeping your king there. He could like send his marine. Although the only angle from which Rico is coastal is from the north of Paris, so effectively from the west. I have a simple plan. I have coal and uranium. Yes, you do. Cruise, Beebs. Yeah, that would work. What's he actually building? What's Germany actually building though? Settler. Okay, yeah, that's the correct play. Yeah, you see massive 6 shields per turn. Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, so if I was him, where would I be airdropping? I think on the coal would be a good bet. So that would give you a bunch of shields straight up, like in the city center. And then eventually, like, you can start irrigating this. Ugh, the nerves. The nerves are starting to show for Ironclad. Game 2 of a 3-game series. His mental's already boomed. Okay, he does have the marine. Oh. So I've talked a lot about the units that I just imported straight into Modern from Future or from the base game, because a lot of them I tweak them down to reflect the rest of the balance. But I used some units as like these were the base units, and everything else is balanced around them. Cavalry is a seldomly used one of those units that is just completely the same as it is in the base game. They're 6/3/3s, 80 shields, and they're going to be coming out fast from Paris. Yeah, I think inland is safe because he must know that Rico is to the north of him, right? I think the coal is the correct place to put the city. I don't think there's any question about that. It's too late for the priority city. And any city you build down here will just be absolute garbage. Oh, I guess it's 5 food on the deers. I forgot about that. That'd be like a worker every... if you put the city here, it'd be a worker every 2 turns, maybe, once you get to enough... No, every 3 turns. That's not bad. I'd rather have this, though. Because then you get the production right off the bat, and as soon as you get 1 irrigation in, you got the same thing. So workers coming out with Leipzig. I think he might even have 1 per turn. Hey people, we're back with the reload, and I've realized that Avalanche is in a bit of trouble. The cavalry is coming out soon. I mean, okay, let's say it comes up from Paris. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1. So it would take a few turns before it reaches Leipzig. You could do 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3. He could actually reach Berlin the same term he reaches Leipzig. Interesting. So let's take a look. He went for the settler, so that means if he just got 4 drafts out, he'd be able to defend pretty easily. He should really go wartime like right now. Aqueduct. Oh no, that's not it. You need to be wartime. Get partisans, get artillery out, and then once you're secure. Where did that go? What the fuck, dude? I guess he's thinking... The balls on this man. Holy shit. Oh. Sorry, dude. Okay, I mean, he effectively traded a settler for a worker. Not an awful trade, I guess. And he probably lost some gold, too. It doesn't matter too much if you're quality. So not an awful trade in the grand scheme of things, but it will be a setback. I don't even think it bought him any time. I mean, at least... Oh, God. I mean, I guess Rico's invested a lot into this early push. Like, he hasn't gone for any early settlers or any early workers. So at this point, he's down to 1 worker, and he needs to rehook those horses, or else he has to rethink his cavalry plan, right? He gets 1 cavalry. Anyway, we'll see what it comes to. But yeah, So next turn he can draft and put it in Leipzig, and then the turn after that he can just draft again. Okay, yeah. And if he really wants to be smart, he'd draft, put it in Leipzig. The next turn he drafts, put it on the cow. So if the cavalry doubles onto him, then it can't actually take the city, because you can't attack twice. And then at that point he can just reinforce from Leipzig. Okay, Sauceson with the early fighter. That's probably good to scout around. If he goes for an airport, he can do some... he can pair drop some settlers. Oh, and soon he's going to be able to knock out this explorer. He is, as he mentioned, expanding towards the uranium and to the coal. So one thing I wanted to mention is that I've decided that I'm actually going to make the YouTube title to this video something along the lines of Germany Ints the game for the spicy government picks, something like that. If you're watching this video, just know that I'm not saying that he's going to lose. I'm saying he did something that is really bad. Oh, he had a cavalry in Orleans and in Paris. Okay, this is going to be pretty hard to tackle. It does look like Leipzig is growing 1 per turn. And he was going for the aqueduct. I don't know. I guess that's why he wanted to stay out of wartime. Oh, he's got another partisan out. Okay. Yeah, with the draft, this should be fine. Oh, and he's blocking with the explorer. That's actually smarter than blocking with the... Was that intentional? Or did he, like, do, like, a drag click? Like, when you do, like... When you do, like, this, right? If you don't see a unit and then as you walk it gets revealed, then the AI will just auto repath you, and the repath can really fuck you. I like how he's guarding his coal tile very carefully. Yeah. So Rico's just stuck on one worker for now. He does have the 2 cavalry. They're 2 veterans. And any other units that he produces will be veterans, because, I mean, it does seem that he has the 2 barrackses. Barrackses, of course, if your order, are very cheap, and they give bonus science, too. So definitely one of the perks of those of order. Oh, Jesus, that's loud. Okay, we'll see if that's better. So yeah, as a reminder, the cavalry can attack either city, but with the defensive bombard bug, it'll just shred through. Shred through the cavalry. Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, he'll be fine. I think his biggest danger right now is getting pillaged, because the cavalry, even if you attack them, they can just retreat. Yeah, it can be kind of tough to deal with. Like if 1 cavalry doubles onto the mountain or something, that's a headache. Anyway, I think we said we'd check out France. Let's see what's up with France. Yeah. Huh. Okay, he's rocking a marine every 2 turns. That's pretty good, because he's got the double mine on the 2 hills. And he has a boat out. Oh, he can actually... He can do a marine attack against Berlin. Oh, he's got pushed back. But yeah, equality doesn't do good with drafting, especially without the river for the bonus commerce. You'll see this now. Like, look, he's at 50% happiness, and he's still barely... Like, he can't even really draft. It'll make him unhappy. Unless the road will probably finish. Maybe that'll fix it, but God. Yeah. So in future, I have the expression that fascism is trashism. That it's like a borderline viable government. Like, it's not catastrophically bad. It's not as bad as staying in despotism, but it is very, very bad. It's bad. It's just, in most feasible circumstances, you'd be better off going republic, even in the circumstances that are supposed to benefit fascism. So we're gonna need like a fancy saying like that for modern. I mean, hopefully we're gonna balance the governments, but for now we'll say equality is inequality, or equala shit. I don't know. That's not very good. Anyway, equality's bad. But in this circumstance, it's definitely serviceable, I think. He's gonna need to like slave a coliseum or something though, because he's not gonna be able to draft much otherwise. Like, the only bonus commerce he has is the uranium. So if I was him now, I'd feel pretty safe as Avalanche at the moment. And if I were him, I'd start going for settlers. He is being pretty greedy. I don't think anyone's really in position to punish that. It's harder to scout, just because you do have the lack of the x-axis to worry about. Sorry, you do have the wrapping at the x-axis. So Ironclad could, for example, attack him from the south. When do you land, Saucy? Oh, I guess this is what he's talking about, probably. The Japanese galleon sailing up to the Russians. Oh, damn, he's bombing me. I think that's just a single fighter. I guess we should pay attention to the other theaters. Let's get some spies on people, shall we? Okay, good enough. I guarantee we're just going to see like stock market, maybe some religious buildings, and maybe progress on a factory. Yeah, it looks like he's using the nuclear submarine as a pre-build, maybe? Or maybe he just wants early naval priority. I mean, with a map like this, it's not really priority. Like, priority... Like, for example, if the enemy was on this island, like that's where they spawned, then priority would be having control and vision over this strait. But there's just so many areas to get control and vision over that I don't think you can really call anything priority. What's up, Beebs? If I just move the boat into a city, will the Marines attack? No. I don't think I'm allowed to answer that, though. Bank soon? A bit late for getting your bank up. I mean, the issue is that all these builder civs are going to take a lot more time to come online in this game. Because to get, like, good commercial tiles, they pretty much need an offshore platform, right? And then that's a bunch of extra shields you need to invest in that harbor and offshore platform. I think on this map, the best play would be to go early frigate and then just use the settlers to... Oh. Oh, that's risky. It paid off, though, I guess. He's just going straight onto the aluminum. I mean, if he goes for a boat in Leipzig, right? He can just drop off some cruises. I mean, Rico doesn't have much going on at home. Watch what? Oh, he sees. He's going for a lot of militia. I don't know how much I agree with that. I mean, militia are pretty much just like, they're cheap units for when you need bodies in cities, but they don't really do much aside from like take up space. So, yeah, it's good you're going to be able to fight off this attack. Is he going to sink him with the frigate? Oh, shit. Yeah, I think he was just trying to snipe the city. Ah, okay. So if he'd taken the city, what else was in Yaroslav? I mean, they don't suck. Just infantry's good. I don't think he had the militia in yet. So if he would have actually lost the fighter, if I'm maybe, I don't know. I think he would have lost the fighter if he'd lost that battle. Maybe. He might have been expecting a land, not a marine attack. I can land Moscow. He's distracted at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I guess you could sail up here, right? And then you'd have your choice. Do I want it? You just sail, and then you can see both Rostov and Moscow, and you can choose which one you want to attack. Seems like he had marine. He definitely had marines. Yeah, okay. We missed some combat here, but basically, I mean, I didn't really expect anything too spicy. Avalanche is cleaning up. And Rico's pretty much committing to this attack. Oh no! He saved the worker. What a throw. He saved the worker instead of saving his king. Oh my god. Yeah, that's a kill. Hello everybody, and we're back. So, we already missed some action. It seems Salsicin had a nuclear submarine out, and he sunk the galleon that Hoffman had. Hoffman kind of gave himself away. He did take the uranium colony, which is a nice pickup, I guess. And Saucy lost his frigate, and Beebs lost his galleon. So they're definitely behind now. The good news is Rico's pretty... He's not going to be a major factor here, just because his economy is pretty bad. So he either needs to spend a lot of time building, which will give a window to Hoffman and to Beebs, or he's just going to go for continuous cheese plays, in which case he's going to be more of a nuisance than a real threat. So there is a window in which Hoffman and Beebs can bring themselves back into this game. We'll see if they take advantage of it. Honestly, I think what Beebs needs most right now is iron, but I'm not seeing any iron for him. Like, if he could just airdrop some modern paratroopers, that would go so far against Saucy. We'll see what trick he's got up his sleeve, though. He's got coal and uranium. Oh, he can do subcruises. Oh, okay. So coal and uranium for subcruises. It's actually a good spot for the king. Nice and safe. Yeah, intel subcruises. It's a smart idea. And I mean, it's Saucy. Saucyson is not exactly known for guarding his king especially well. In fact, he does particularly dumb stuff with his king. So yeah, if he gets a snipe off on Saucy, I'd say they're even in the lead at that point. So we'll take a look. Yeah, one fighter, land units, lots of militia, and a nuclear sub too. Japan's mostly just building up. France, they got those Marines. And America also going for the nuclear sub. That might have been the one that sunk the Japanese galleon. He can continuously kind of... He can block the... Yeah, you can actually... Huh. Good RNG for him. That's across the river onto a forest. It was... And he was fortified. It was 6 attack against 4 defense, though. Yeah, he reestablishes the uranium colony. I guess he really needed that. Yeah, makes sense. Uranium's quite important. And I think Yekaterinburg, yeah, Yekaterinburg is founded on coal. So he has the combo needed for subcruises. Most of the oil, in fact, it seems all of the oil and aluminum has spawned in these spots right here. Yeah. Lots of island spots. If people find them, they can get them, but they just might not know to look for them. It's odd that there's absolutely none of it in the center of the map, though. Normally, you'd expect like a desert tile to have like one oil somewhere. They might not have found Hoffman yet, too. I don't know how much they've scouted. Yeah, exactly. He's got his boat. He has one boat out. Often it drives me crazy when I'm playing some Civ 3 multiplayer and my allies just refuse to do any fucking scouting. Especially like when I'm fighting, when I'm busy with a million things. I'm building up like a big timing push. My allies are just sitting on their ass and not scouting. Oh my god. Scouting is so crucial. So Ironclad has contributed to that somewhat, but an early galleon would have been nice since it's an archipelago map. Just to find where the key resources are, you know? Okay, what's he asking for there? Sulfur, zinc. Oh. I have to ask him this. So we did there's the game crashed when Avalanche died. Okay, yeah. So the game crashed when Avalanche died. So I asked him like, hey, could you wait a turn to like simulate the time it would have taken you to put your Marine back in the boat? Yeah, I think it's been about that time. Yeah, but it does seem like it could be a very relevant point of interest. Enough. Yeah, I have it recorded. So, I trust you. Yeah. Like, I don't know whether he waited or not, but I could check if I wanted to after the game's done, so. In fact, Beebs and Hoffman, if you just lost this game and you want to check, do that for me. Yeah, go ahead. So Osaka is actually not coastal. Tokyo is very vulnerable, though. Why? Yeah, Tokyo would be a great city to get a pickup on. Why did he guard the cow there? Is he scared of getting bombed or something? Lol. He has nuke sub with cruise. Ah. Okay, so we'll check. It's funny how this game did not actually settle whether or not order is good or quality is good, because the relative to moderation, because they were just fighting against each other. Oh, here it is. Yeah, so it looked like his city was empty, but his king was still in there, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no king, huh? I mean, he can just turn around onto Tokyo. Go for Tokyo. Come on, Rico. Rico. He just kind of chills. Whatever. So if Beebs went for the five coast offshore platform, it's God, yeah. He at least has some commerce from the tobacco. I'll get a spy on him though. 2 sub cruises on him, okay. But he'll wait for spy. Ooh, but Russia has cruises of his own. This could get explosive. Going for tanks. Oh, it's a good thing to rush towards. Iron. It's iron rubber in this patch for tanks. Yeah. I mean, tanks are best with land combat, I think. I think mechs would be great for landing. Because if you're landing units on someone else's shore, you're going to want a high defense value. It was empty before. Okay, so yeah, you'll notice that he actually got... It doesn't look like he's in yet, but he is. Even though on this, there's a delay. So we traded 1 marine from 1 infantry. I think the what are the infantry? 35 shields or 40 shields? They're 40 shields. Okay, so marines are actually cheaper. Marines are cost effective, but they kind of get outclassed pretty fast. What are they, like 10 attack, 5 defense? 11 attack, 5 defense. Huh, 30 shields. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, sorry. I assumed it was 30 shields because it was like... He was building them in 2 turns. And he had 18 shields, but I get 18 shields is enough for... 2 times 2 is enough for 35 shields. Holy shit. Okay. Saucy. Doing it again. Hey, whatever gets you the kill. Ironclad, I hope you got a plan here. Rico hasn't even gone for another worker, let alone another settler. Saucy's not going to be happy about that. 3rd time getting sniped this tournament. China declared war on the Americans. I guess there's probably submarine versus, yeah, submarine versus submarine battle. Yeah, one thing I will say about Rico is even though he only has the one worker, the worker works very fast because Order gets bonus speed on their workers. So you get the one turn mine on flatlands. It's pretty handy. He's got iron here. Like, he can expand other resources. Obviously, a lot of resources down here, too. I think Japan... He can be pesky to Japan, but as soon as Japan gets, like, a submarine out, it's going to be... Shut down the marine play. Coal allows him to build the cruiser, but the cruiser on its own won't really deal with submarines. Let's see, do you have oil? He's going to have oil soon for submarines. No uranium, though, and honestly, the tech for submarines is kind of out of the way. A lot of people haven't been teching this. So yeah, with that taken into account, then just a cruiser could do a lot of damage to Hoffman in terms of bombardment and protecting the... Because, I mean, having to control an island like this, he's lucky that only 2 of his cities are accessible from the eastern coast. But I suspect he's going to build one more. Okay, I guess who's going for subcruises? Everybody, because it's patch 0.7, and we're playing on an archipelago map. Subcruises are king. Yeah, if you just adjust the bombard just a little. I think that would make flax like the perfect counter for subcruises. You could just stack the flax. Okay, France is actually reestablishing this very short-lived German city, Nuremberg or whatever it was. I'm gonna grab myself some rubber. Okay, rubber. That could... What can you do with that? I think you need, like, oil or iron to do anything good with rubber. Or aluminum for the Special Force. Yeah, Special Forces are basically upgraded Marines. Although Marines are almost more effective at being Marines than Special Forces are. Because they're much cheaper and they're barely any worse on offense. Special Forces are more versatile, though. Yeah, Special Forces is something we imported over from Future. So in Future, like, you needed oil and rubber if you wanted any of the good ground units. I mean, pretty much just tank, mech infantry, and Special Forces. So what they did was made a unit that requires rubber and aluminum, and it has 2 moves. It's a foot unit, and generally good on offense. Amphibious assault, and yeah, no terrain penalty across hills, forests, and jungle, that kind of stuff. And a marsh, probably. Anyway, yeah, that's what the Special Forces is. Because we like the idea. I mean, we could have put the guerrilla in, I guess, but I like Special Forces better. The stats are slightly toned down in this. Like, they're 13-9 twos instead of like 18-14 twos. But they provide the same role in this. Okay, they have not found IC, who's ironclad. So America. So that's one advantage that Team Brave New World is going to have. They might as well be the Brave New World. Also kill Rico's boats. Good idea. What is Rico even going for? Is he going for factory or something? Military Academy, huh? Oh, he already has a factory. Oh, okay. Order's pretty good. Imagine if he actually had workers. Oh, he's got a worker out of Orleans. I think he might have slaved a granary there. Yeah, granary, coliseum, and barracks. Beebs will just try to snipe me, so I'll just defend that. Yeah. Now, if I was Beebs and I wanted to do some really subversive, like some mind game stuff, I'd switch to carriers. Because after the snipe on Saucyson, I bet you're gonna see Ironclad keep his king outside of his cities. Because that's how Beebs got the snipe. He just did the espionage and saw what was in the cities. So I bet you, yeah. Oh yeah, he went for the offshore rather than the factory. Interesting. It's giving a lot of commerce, which is, honestly, the flexibility on Archipelago map is not to be underestimated. Because on Archipelago maps, it's harder to scout. There's just less information overall. There's more darkness on the map. And, yeah, a lot more chances of naval warfare, like invasion fleets sailing out of nowhere, and you need to be able to respond to that stuff. So having a lot of gold is useful for being able to do that, because you can just buy what you need. Whereas with factories, you're kind of slower to respond. Make sure to have a lot of units on king. Yeah, honestly, I just keep your king probably somewhere. If you just put it here, that should be fine. Yeah, that's what Hoffman is doing. Let's see what kind of buildings Hoffman has. He might not have the offshore platform. Unlike Beebs, I think he can actually really benefit from it here. He's got a lot of coast tiles. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11 coast tiles. So factory soon. Yeah, no offshore. He'd go for the happiness buildings probably so he could draft a bit more. Honestly, yeah, if you just get naval priority, dump a ton of tanks, you can overwhelm Rico. Yeah, so that's what Beebs is saying. The most important thing, or sorry, one of the best things you can do if you're a new player, especially in Future and Modern, is try to get naval priority. You want to do something useful, just build boats. Oh god, like I mentioned in the last video, the comedic timing is kind of hilarious. Due to the lag delay in multiplayer. If you put the airbase here, you can actually pair drop Kagoshima. Yeah, I see, or Ironclad has opted just to stack units on top of his king. Oh, and he's putting the infantry here for vision. That's a nice thing to see. That way he can see anything that passes by these straits. Okay, Japan finally has their oil hooked. Yeah, we'll see. What are they going for in Osaka and Tokyo? Okay, I just looked at Kyoto again, but useful information maybe. But yeah, if I was Beebs, I'd probably thinking that an all-out attack on Ironclad seems really intimidating right now. We should just go for Rico. Once Rico's dead, then... I mean, it's pretty much already the case that the ball is in the court of Rico plus Ironclad. If they don't do anything in the next 32 turns, then Beeb's team wins in score. But if Rico is dead, then Ironclad would need to kill 2 people. Because if he just kills 1, then the other person can probably just win on score. So we'll see what he has planned. I'm not really seeing anything conclusive yet. Like, he needs to... He's just... His team's behind in growth. Behind in cities, and plus Order doesn't do great in the late game because it doesn't have that gold income. So the longer he waits, the further behind he's going to fall. I guess you could just hope the enemies play super conservatively and then just go hyper expand, but I don't know. I don't think that's enough here. It's kind of easy, relatively easy to turtle in this patch of Modern. So if he waits 10 turns, then it's just... Even if he gets like a slight edge, then they can just defend. And Brave New World loses. You know, despite the stress of casting 2 back-to-back games, I still kind of want to see this go to game 3. So I'm a little cheering for Ironclad's team. I want him to do something and make something happen. Although I have known him in the past to not really... to, like, not GG out of games where he's clearly lost. Because he's having fun. But did he think about the fun that I'm having? Did he think about the fun that you're having? I didn't think so. Mining the colony. That's interesting. He's probably relying on the border expand soon, but it's funny to see anyway. Okay, so he's getting an other western coastal city. So he has no eastern coastal cities, so he pretty much cannot attack Beebs. And if Beebs wants to attack him, he has total priority. He can do whatever the frick he wants to him. And Rico can't really do anything about it. It'd be pretty effective, too, if he just landed. Oh, here we are. What's his endgame here? Just like attacking with 1 or 2 Marines? At least the trades he's taking are favorable. Just retreats to the middle of the sea. I'll get you next time, Gadget. Okay, at least he has a cruiser now, so we can compete for naval priority. Yeah, cruiser every 2 turns. That's pretty good. Japan and the Americans. Oh, where did that happen? Ooh, let's watch him sail. Ah, just adjusting his gunboat turrets. That's okay. Is he going for an airbase? He won some sort of combat here. Yeah, it looks like he's going for an airbase. Okay, here come the bombers. This is the play we know and love. Yeah, 1 bomber every 2 turns. Fabulous. Okay, interesting. He actually opted not to go for factory. So he pretty much needs this attack to work, or else the production from G-Beebs and Hoffman will just dwarf him later on. Okay. Finally, we can see... Okay, yeah. Oh, he went for the offshore platform. Oh my god. Like, I can't express how much better off he'd be if he just went for the hydro plant instead. I guess, yeah, if he went for the coal plant instead of that. Like, they're comparable costs. I guess he needed the harbor anyway. Anyway. I'm gonna land tanks in Rico. It's a good plan. Good plan. Does he have tanks coming out? I base Japs. Yeah, you can't. Sorry, can't say that. Like, people say Biz instead of Byzantines. They say Otto instead of Ottomans. Can't use that that abbreviation for Japan, though, due to particular historical connotations. Not even going for the veteran tank? Ugh. I mean, these bad boys... 16 attack and 4 movement. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. His king is just exposed there. I wonder if he's gonna forget about it. Attack in 4 turns, yeah. What does he have so far? Is he going for like a marine army or something like that? Three turns, yeah. Wow, it's looking like Team Brave New Worlds might clinch this. Yeah, now he sees it. Yeah, at this point you should just start spamming fighters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, you can keep them in your cap. Get a radar tower near. Yeah. It's gonna suck, but your 2 southern cities at least will be untouched. So you will have a good productive core. You just need to hold down. Oh yeah, ay. Gonna grab the iron. Doesn't matter too much anyway, but. Oh, and he can back this up with paratroopers. Aluminum. I think Beebs doesn't have aluminum, and nobody has boated to resources so far. There's a lot of resources on the map. Yeah. The incense got cut, so he 3 disorders. Wow. And here comes that marine army. I'd say he can afford to lose Kagoshima. I would make sure to lose it gracefully. It'll be hard to protect otherwise. Just retreat to Tokyo. Might lose Nara and Satsuma too. That's okay. You still have your gold. You can still build fighters. And Beebs can still save your ass later. But yeah, it's devastating getting around with bombing off without the enemy being able to react. Because if you land, the first time they see you is when you plant the airbase and move your planes in at the end of turn. Then you get 1 turn for bombing for free, and then at the end of that turn, hypothetically, they could have fighters, and so they set those fighters to intercept. But it takes a turn for that intercept to work. So you get another round of bombing for free. And then, yeah, it's pretty much over if you play your cards right. His king and his cap have 3 cruises for him next turn. Let's see what it... Oh, he's got a lot of... I thought he might be pulling out units too. Oh, he went for Satsuma. Oh, the road cut. That's annoying. He tried to cruise me, had 15 units in cab. Let's see, did he even lose anything? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. If he wasn't lying about having 15 units, then well, I like how smoothly it glides through the city. He can maybe even go for the jugular here. It might not be a good idea with the destroyer out, but oh, did he just lose his cruiser? Yeah. Well, congratulations to Hoffman. He bought himself some time. He should really be asking for resource for cruises so he can clean up Satsuma. If he gets the cruise missiles now, or the sub-cruises now, whichever, then he can cruise Satsuma and retake. What did he just do? He thought maybe he was empty at home. Well, at least now he has information. Yeah, this looks like something Ironclad would do. Just moving in single units and pillaging. I would have taken the workers, to be honest. You can bomb this tile later, but if you get the workers now, it's good in the long term, too. Oh, he's got tanks. Oh, nice. Congrats. Wow, yeah, 16 attack against 8 defense. And now he reinforces. Fantastic. He really needs to get some fighters out, though. This is a bad play from him. You're just gonna get eaten alive if you don't kill. Like, eventually, you're cratered. You're completely cratered. Your city's gonna be near useless. You can't reinforce. And then later, once you're completely cratered, they can just bomb your cities themselves. And then kill the units in the cities. And then he's just going to keep on putting in more and more bombers. No. What are we seeing from Beebs right now? A lot of nuke subs and a lot of cruise missiles. Yeah, it's not going to do shit. Ironclad knows to protect his king. And you need boots on the ground to take the airbase. You need boots on the ground to take cities. You could kill the buildings, but Ironclad's not really relying on buildings. Like, he doesn't even have a factory or anything. Now, Tokyo is vulnerable. Oh, he'll lose his destroyer, too. I don't know why he's focusing on destroyers. He needs planes. Just draft, at least. For crying out loud. I think maybe his train of thought is... Okay, he went for the workers, so he can't take the city itself. Oh, now he drafts. Jesus. Does... Oh, Ironclad has Zinc, so once he has the tech, he can go for modern paratroopers, too. Which would lead to... Ironclad being double fucked, or, Hoffman being double fucked. I mean, God. At least get some... If you're not going to go for fighters, at least go for bombers so you can clean up the land units. Are they going to, like, stall and win on score? I don't get this. Yeah, the worst part is Ironclad can just, whenever he wants, he can just build an airbase on Beebs and then pivot to bombing Beebs the same way he's being bombed. There's literally one partisan guarding this airbase. If he did this as an end to turn move, he could have just taken the airbase. Yeah, that's the start if you want to win by score. Although you're actually losing in score now. And he brings in... Yep. Is he just not taking this empty city? If you can get Beebs to cruise the airbase. I don't know, I didn't think about that earlier. Yeah, if they got Beebs to cruise the airbase, the game's basically over. If Hoffman is there on the ground to take the empty airbase with the planes in it. Anyway, Rico's got his king in cap. I don't know what you want him to do. Like, if you're not doing the things that will protect you from dying, then you can't. Yeah. Yeah, looks like he cleaned up the infantry here. Honestly, I would have just kept some infantry here if I was Hoffman. Just one, so you could double move onto this. And then take the airbase. See what does he have any fighters or any flaks yet? No, oh, he's got bomber. Good bomber. Yeah, it's a good idea. I said he should build bombers. He built bombers. That's good. Anti-air would be really nice. Huh, okay, he's got tanks. I thought his iron was cut, and so he couldn't build tanks anymore, but... I don't know. I guess he got it for a moment. Invisible tank. Three crews is enough for Rico? Let's take a look. I mean, cruises get stronger the more players are left in the game. Oh, here it is. Ha! Ha! Yeah, that's what I mean about soaking up cruise hits. It works. There is counterplay. Yeah. So I guess I'll explain a bit about the way that winning on score works. So under traditional ladder rules, you'd count the scores of dead players via the histogram. So Germany gives 57, Russia gives 99 to their team. Because the game counts it as a 0 score for each turn that they're dead, and it averages across time. So the longer you've been dead, the less it's worth. But for this tournament, I changed it so that it would be any dead players count for 0 score. And the reason for that was I didn't want people doing like ridiculous degenerate tactics where they'd like stall out the game to try to win on score. And then even if they lost some players and it was like 4v1 or 4v2, they'd still win at the end of the day, as long as they kept one player alive. Even if it was just like having their king in a fucking transport at the top of the map or hidden on some island. So yeah, the downside there is it does give the losing team, like, they think, oh, as long as I can come back in this, as long as I kill just one player at the second last turn. Yeah, like I said, he will just continue to slowly bleed out until he can kill his bombers. Two partisans left. Now, what happened to that Marine army from Rico? Looks like he's still got it. He's just waiting for the cruiser. Yeah, that will certainly accelerate things. Damn, this is definitely my favorite industrial era song. I mean, let's check out Kyoto. So currently he's taking a beating from the luxury slider, 70%. He has all his buildings. Some of his tiles are bombed out. He never got an offshore platform, so that's really hurting him. Like, it'd be a lot better off in Osaka if he could use these two tiles. And he does have a plane. Yeah, honestly, I think if Rico was dead, I think Ironclad would kind of struggle to close it out against Hoffman. And without Hoffman dead, then it's like, well, I mean, you lose on score, basically. So that close call over here in Paris for Biebs was real unfortunate. I mean, he could just... What's he got? Oh, he's got fighters up, so he's ready for the pivot from Ironclad onto him. That's good. He's got the radar tower too. One fighter per turn. Fantastic. Intelligence agency, of course. And how many cruises does he have? 5 sub cruises and 5 nuclear submarines still. Okay, so if you can... Where is that coming from? Anyway. If he can use espionage, find the king of Rico, and then put 5 cruises in that city, I think that will take him out. Of course, one thing you could also do is put a plane in Shanghai. Put a plane in Shanghai. You can do recon 8 tile range. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8, you could see everything here. So that would just be insurance in case he moves his king. Like if he moves his king like right here, for example, you could just snipe it. Lots of units on king. Good. Yeah, this is good communication and good team play from Ironclad. Okay, an absolutely hilarious troll play would be to hide the king on Ironclad's island. He doesn't have much else, just fighters. Yeah. Oh, he's moved the bombers. Ah, okay, he moved the bombers into this city. He knows he has an army. Why is he even trying this? Oh, I think he's pulling out. He's retreating. Nice. Oh, great for him. Those things aren't cheap. And he can probably... Yeah, he just bombed that. Like I said, those bombers are very handy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. He's actually within range to bomb Hoffman's king. I can't really think of why he'd have to recon specifically one of these tiles, and I don't know really why he'd do that. What's he gonna find that isn't super obvious? Here would be a good place to hide the king. You could, but I don't know how you're going to take out Beebs. Thought he moved his king. Yeah, he got whatever was in Orleans. Is he going to land over here? If he lands Edo, then that's game over for Hoffman. Oh, things are coming to a head. Like, I'd say Ironclad's team, Brave New World, is in the advantage here, but they could still throw this. They have 19 teams in the turns, and they need to both kill Hoffman, and then they can't lose Rico in the process. Although it's looking more like they can. Beebs should be pumping his score. Okay, yeah, he's hiding his king. That's good. Or moving it out of bomber range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. He can't even see this with recon. Rico almost could have saw that. Huh, he pulled out his infantry. Okay. China going carrier. Oh, that's smart. Could do a lot of damage to IC with that. Let's see, does America have any anti-air? They got 3 jets at home, okay. So Japan has 15 infantry spread across their different cities. Should probably even stop guarding this. I can literally just land him. Lol, don't know what I've been doing. Yeah. With the boat. For score in this. Yeah. My thoughts exactly, Hoffman. It's a rough position for you. Honestly, I just, take your transport into Beeb's land. That's the safest place. You got anti-air there. You got naval priority. Lots of stuff. He's got iron now. That's good. Oh, okay. There we are. Just got real fast. I hope he didn't lose his transport. And Tokyo has fallen. Retreat to the end of the peninsula. Okay, you can waste your gold if you want ironclad, but if... Oh, did he just retake? Oh, good for him. Wow, that was... not super lucky. But he just unloaded, didn't he? How did he... Yeah, you only get 2 moves, and he attacked twice in one turn. Nope. The bait. Oh, man. Yeah, I try to hold on to Osaka. Osaka's good for score, because it's got the border expand. And we'll see if he's going for a boat in Edo. Oh, he held on to his bombers at least. So we might be able to pick off a few more things before he dies. Yeah. Oof. I like how compact this game mode is. This felt like a full epic game, but it's only been an hour and a half. And it's only going to go on another 40 minutes absolute maximum. Where are his planes? Probably still in Nara if I had to guess, but... Uh-oh. The exclamation mark really tickles my fancy there. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, yeah, he still can't recon. If he has jet fighters, he can recon in it. Ugh. He's focusing on Osaka, though. You should be abandoning cities. Yeah, you gotta abandon cities, otherwise you're just gonna concede score to them. Nice. Oh, beautiful. Go for the take. Go for the capture. Oh. Oh. Sick play. Now sell the buildings at least. Lots of infantry. Wait, this might work, actually. No, okay, that did not work. I guess the city's just gonna get bombed out either way. Might as well. But yeah, he should be... We'll see if he catches it now. Oh god, if he went for a submarine ages ago, he could have sunk the galleon from underneath the cruiser. It's too late now. Think I can kill Rico next turn. What you got there? Bunch of paratroopers. Finally, he's figuring it out. Yeah, get in transport. I think his attacking unit might have died to defensive bombard. This is a forest, so he can't double move onto this. Yeah, there's still... I think they will maintain their lead, even with all these cities gone, as long as Hoffman lives. No, that's fine. This is a cash prize tournament. I designed these rules very particularly. Is the risk... Like, he's got high score. That's a decent score for now. Okay, you need to get the transport out. Dude. Oh god. God. I don't know if you guys watch Game of Thrones. It's been the whole series has been out for years, so I think it's fair to spoil. So like the scenes and like the Battle of Ice, or sorry, not the Battle of Ice. The battle versus the White Walkers at the end, like episode 4 of the last season. You could have rally pointed. There were so many ways you could have prevented that. Yeah. Anyway, like when they've lost all their guys and they're just down to the last man, there's just like one bodyguard and one big tough guy just guarding the queen. Yeah, you can just steal plans. So steal plans is based on the number of units they have, and he has almost no units, so it's gonna be dirt cheap, like 100 gold or something. Even if steel can't kill him, I think no con. I base Beebs NT. Yeah, here it is. Beebs has planes though. Beebs has like 8 fighters, yeah. And what you got? 10 bombers and 4 jets. Pretty good. He wasn't that strong. He just had a bunch of bombers, dude. Like I understand that bombers are very powerful in this patch, and they should be nerfed definitely. But you have to counter the bombers with units that counter bombers, and the units that counter bombers are either you take the airbase, which you didn't really. I mean, Beeps could have helped with that, but you didn't get that done. You take the airbase, or you shoot them down with either flax or fighters. You had so much time to build fighters. You could have had 5 fighters, and you would have at least killed his planes, if not saved yourself, you know? Yeah, if I was him, I mean, you should probably walk it over here. This is actually, yeah, surrounded by land. So naval, if he just sails his ship down to here. Oh no. Oh. This is the $150 ship sale. Oh, interesting. Okay. So Beebs is 40 points below Ironclad. And Hoffman is 29 above whatever the point differential is. So if he falls 29 points, if Beebs plays for score, oh crap, huh? Oh, pushing him back. I think he cruised first. Yeah. Orleans is empty. He's too greedy. If you just worked it slowly, like if you bombed out his roads first, you could do this. Okay, I'm gonna go get some water. Oh yeah, he got spotted. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much GG.
Ooh.
Oh my god. There's no way he can last 14 turns with this. Oh, he renamed it. Yeah, it's pretty obvious too. Because why would the... Build a barracks. Oh my god. Team Beebs, build a fucking barracks. Come on, get your shit together. Okay, here come the bombing runs. Looks like he didn't get them all in. And he's on the mountain now, yeah. Wasn't that 4 moves? He was here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Was that like a double mover? No, he just pair dropped in. Okay, he started to bomb out Rico at least. Wow, this is bad RNG because this is like 11 attack against 11 defense. Yeah. That's a lot of stuff. Yeah, finally. No, the equality wasn't what killed him. He threw, but not for the reason you thought. He didn't throw for the memes. He threw for the... whatever.